Hi, I'm Jackson Reed.
I'm Justin Davis.
And this is Oasis Today.
We're going to be bringing you the latest news on video games and current news. Jackson, would you like to start us off?
Well, it's the 27th, 2 days after Christmas, and I'm sure everyone's got a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah, like, what kinds of stuff?
Well, mostly, the only shit that I care about, video games.
Yeah. I also got this hat, which is pretty nice, you know.
Yeah. Hat.
Hats. Anyways, so we're going to run you down the top 5 video games that we're probably giving to you this Christmas in this episode. Number 5, the least desirable, but still pretty fucking awesome, had to be World of Warcraft Mists of Pandaria.
It is pretty cool. I'd say number 4 is really close between Far Cry and Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
They're both really good.
But
I'm only playing Black Ops, but they're also two really anticipated games.
The one that has to be 4th, I'd have to say that's Black Ops 2. Third place, again, Far Cry 3.
Yeah. Second place, Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah. Unless you have a PS3, then this would be first place. First place is Halo 4.
One of the greatest games I've ever played.
I don't have an Xbox. We discussed this last episode.
Yeah.
I don't have an Xbox. But I imagine Halo's pretty fun. So we're going to give you a brief summary of all of these games. You want to start with Halo or World of Warcraft?
I'm going to start with Halo. And for those of you who, everyone knows what Halo is, but for those of you who don't play it, imagine if you took Star Wars and then took Call of Duty, and they fucked and had a child, and then that little weird child had a child with Gears of War. That would be like Halo 4.
Is this a Pineapple Express reference?
Kind of.
Okay, so how does the game play?
Well, comparing from the graphics, it's insane.
Really?
The graphics art.
Like,
a lot of the trailers have been live action trailers.
Really?
And sometimes I can't tell the difference between if the cutscene's live action or not.
Well, here's
Unless
there's a good way you can tell the fingers are octagons if it's not live action. Number 4, fourth place was Assassin's Creed 3.
Which is great.
Assassin's Creed 3 brought back the concept of the Monterey Villa and also the Assassin's Guild. The way that they did this was they were able to have missions that you were able to do for the assassins. But they were also many different kinds of assassins in ways that you buffed up your village. I haven't played Assassin's Creed 3 yet. I just got it, but I haven't really opened it yet. How is run through the story?
The story is you start out playing as Connor's dad, and you start out on a boat, and you have this weird little ring, and you do all this shit. You get to the island, you meet up with these other guys, and you all start this little guild, and you're thinking, oh my god, this is the starting of the assassins. And then you keep fighting with them and shit, and then, boom! Plot twist! They're all Templars.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I
wasn't expecting that in any way.
I haven't really played this game at all. How does Connor really come into the fray? Does he, like, have sex with a random Indian?
No, his dad had sex with a random Indian that they freed from the British Redcoats.
Right.
And then that, of course, produced Connor. And you actually get to play as Connor when he's about 8 years old. You play hide and seek with some of your friends, and you're running around in the woods. Next thing you know, Charles Lee, one of the Templars, one of your dad's best friends, comes up and they choke you, and they're asking you where your village is and shit, and they knock you unconscious. You wake up and you run to your village, and the whole place is on fire. Hold on. Yeah. Sorry, I messed up a little bit. But yeah, you go there, the whole village on fire, and your mom dies.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty sad. Does your dad do this?
His friends do it. He ordered it, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, so your dad dies and all this, and then you play again as Connor when he's like 18, and he has this really fat friend who's not good at climbing, and you go hunt animals.
So, like me and you.
Yeah, I'm pretty fat. But, so you go back to your village then, and this lady has the Apple of Eden. And she gets it out, and they show you, it's, who was it in Brotherhood, who was the god?
Minerva.
And that was the one for all the other ones, was Minerva?
Yeah.
And then, well, in this one, it's Juno, which they're basically the same person.
No, actually I researched that. Juno and Minerva are not the same person.
Yeah, so he lied to me, never mind. But no, so this time it's Juno instead. And you're with Juno, and she turns you into an eagle and says something pretty freaking racist. She's like, I just wanted to make you fit in best with your kind. And I laughed my ass off at that, actually. But then you're as an eagle and you're flying around, and she tells you to look for this symbol, and you're like going through this hollow tree, and the assassin symbol starts popping up. And you go and you find this guy. He's really old, black guy, and he was the first assassin in the colonies. And he doesn't want to train you at first. He doesn't even want to talk to you at all. But then finally they let you in.
Wait a minute, wait. Is he a slave?
No, he was not a slave. He actually has a really big-ass house.
And that's probably why he's not a slave.
Yeah, he's rich.
Well, we'll have to spend like an entire episode talking about this. But
yeah, blah, blah, all this shit happens. It goes crazy. You end up killing your dad.
Really?
What happens is he ends up working for you then, y'all work together, and then he betrays you again, and y'all are fighting, he's on top of you, he's choking you, and you just stab him in the throat and throw him off of you, and you just, no fucks are given that day.
Okay,
and then you go and hunt down Charles Lee, and you kill him. Would you like to talk about World of Warcraft now?
No, I think we should move on to number 3.
Far Cry 3.
Yeah, Far Cry 3.
I'll let you start off with this, actually.
Okay, Far Cry 3. I haven't actually played Far Cry 3 or really
Neither
about
have I.
it. But here's basically the general plot. You and your friends are, just, hanging out one day, but then you go on a vacation. You're going on a vacation, you and your friends...
To a supposedly uninhabited island.
So, why would you go on a vacation on an uninhabited island?
I have no idea. But they go there, they get drunk, and they party and shit. And then what happens, Justin?
The locals there capture them, imprison them, and then your main character, what's his name?
I don't know the main character's name, actually, but I do know they're being held for ransom, and luckily your main character, of course, the main character's always a fucking badass.
Mario, Dragonborn,
Master Chief.
Yoshi. Yoshi.
Well, then he escapes, and it's just like a fight for their survival. He tries to fight for the freedom. And what Game Informer said is it's like Skyrim with guns.
Is it?
And I'm sure, judging on a lot of things, yes, because there is a lot of wilderness stuff that you have to fight against.
Skyrim with guns, that doesn't really sound very appealing.
Yeah, but it is.
It is?
But here's the thing. Most of you little butthurt people out there are going to be like, Skyrim with guns, that's Fallout! Yeah, it is. I mean, they're made by the same fucking person. Of course it's Skyrim with guns. But that's just what Game Informer says. Is Game Informer everyone? No.
Yeah.
Calm your titties.
Coming in at number 4 was, again, Black Ops 2. This was the... What is this installment?
It's the...
While he does the math, I'm going to talk about it. The game starts out, and you are... you're again starting out the campaign, and a bunch of trucks drive up to this house. Apartment complex. And you bust in there, you're the CIA, you got your guns, then you open a door, and it turns out it's an old person's home for Vietnam veterans. In there is what was his first name?
It's Woods.
Woods, but what was his first name?
Frank.
Frank Woods. Yeah, just Frank. Frank Woods is in there, and which is pretty confusing, because apparently he died in the old game, but it turns out he didn't die. So there's a plot twist, while story mode goes on, but that's not really what we're going to talk about.
And it goes back and forth.
Right.
All this shit.
Because, I mean, that would take, so long to explain.
It'd take long, because it's like, what the fuck is happening?
Right.
It's really cool, though. It's really fun.
We really don't have much time to talk about this entire game, so we're going to talk about it in another episode.
We'll probably mix that in Assassin's Creed later.
We're going to talk about
his favorite game.
My favorite game, World of Warcraft, Mists of Pandaria. This is the 4th expansion for WoW, if you're not counting vanilla. It's really fun. They add a lot of new features. I haven't even reached the cap yet. I've been having a lot of fun leveling, though. This is another game that would take so long to explain, because there's so many new things. But this episode is about out of time. So we're gonna end it off here. Maybe you want to make a second part to this?
Maybe. We'll think about it.
All right. Well, there might be a second part posted.
Don't get your hopes up. Our 3 viewers out there.
3 viewers.
Yeah.
All right. So until then, stay sexy.